Hi guys, I'm so sad that I couldn't be with you guys today in class, but I am still here and I wanted to make sure that we didn't get behind even though I couldn't be at school today because I was here earlier today. So this is yesterday. I'm recording this yesterday, but today you're seeing it. So hi. But so today we're going to do these 9 notes on the Southern African colonization, and then you will be doing a web quest on the scramble for Africa. The web quest is due at the end of class and it is for a grade. So make sure that you get it turned in. If it's not turned in at the end of class, it will be late. Okay? So we're going to get started. So in 1652, Dutch farmers, they were called the Boers, settled Cape Town. So number 1, which European nation settled Cape Town? That would be the Dutch farmers. You can call them the Boers if it helps you remember it, but you need to know they are from the Netherlands, which are the Dutch, and then you also need to make sure that you put that they were the Boers. So Dutch farmers called the Boers, okay? And then what happened in 1806? The English acquire Cape Colony from the Dutch. So the British come in and they say, hey, Dutch, we want that. So they take it from them. So they resisted, they fought back, the Dutch fought back from the British, they fought back, and they took what is called the Great Trek. So number 3, what is the Great Trek? It's when Boers resented English rule and migrated north. So why is this important? So if you remember back to, I think it was Wednesday we talked about this, how when they did the scramble for Africa, they just split everything up. They didn't have any concern for who was already there or whatever. So it's been since 1652 that the Dutch have been there. So it's been a long, long time, almost 100 or over 100 years that they have been there. So the English, when they do the scramble for Africa, they say, hey, I want this. And so they literally just take it, okay? So that's why there's fighting, there's conflict, okay? So the Zulus, who also have been living in Africa this whole time and are a well-established tribe, have a huge cultural advantage. They realize, they're like, oh my goodness, like this is our time that we can unite against the Europeans and take over the slave traders and take over the ivory hunters. So they wanted to end the slave trade in Africa, and they also wanted to bring back ivory and keep ivory in Africa, okay? So in 1816, Africa leader Shaka united the Zulu nation. So who united the Zulu nation? African leader Shaka. Okay? He united them. They were there. They're like, okay, so we can now start fighting. If we have the British are mad at each other, the Dutch are mad at the British, this is our time to come in and save and take back our Africa. So this over here is a picture of Shaka. And what did they fight against? They fought against European slave traders and ivory hunters. So they fought against European slave traders and ivory hunters, okay? So once again, they wanted to end the slave trade. They wanted to end the ivory trade because they were killing all of these elephants, which they use for food and other things. They don't use it just for their ivory. And it's also like the elephants that live on their land, okay? So that's why they wanted to take it back. So now you have the Zulus, the Boers, who are the Dutch, and the British all fighting. So as the Great Trek is going on, as the Boers are going back up north to get out of South Africa, because the British are there now, it's called on the Great Trek, they're going to have conflict with the Zulus. So here on this picture, you can see, here's Shaka right here. This is where he's at, and the Zulus are at. This is the exact route that they take for the Great Trek. So they're going to run into Shaka, and it's not going to be good. So what caused conflict between the Boers and the Zulus? The Great Trek. The Great Trek caused conflict against the Zulus and the British, okay? Who was aided by the British? The Boers. So even though the British and the Boers, the Dutch, were fighting each other and they were mad that they had to leave South Africa, they still got in and helped them against the Zulu nation. So they knew that these are still our European counterparts, and we have to defend them for all that they're worth, okay? And then I'm so sorry. The Boers, what did they establish? They now have the Zulu nation as their own territory. So they established independent republics of Transvaal and the Orange Free State. So they themselves become independent, okay? So what was the result of the Boer War? A lot of things, okay? So in 1867, diamond and gold were discovered in South Africa. We talked about that yesterday and the day before. So they discovered gold and silver in South Africa, okay? And then in 1890, Cecil Rhodes, who was a British businessman, mining tycoon, and politician, begins to expand the control of South Africa. And when he does this, he annexes the Boers, okay? So we just kind of talked about that all, and that's just kind of like a review of what happened. So the Boers resist, and fighting lasts from 1899 to 1902, and then that's when they begin going on the Great Trek, which we've been talking about, okay? And in 1910, the British formed the Union of South Africa, and there was racial segregation in South Africa until 1993. So on Monday, we are going to talk a little bit about how Nelson Mandela was very instrumental in removing like segregation from South Africa. So like South African people have British accents. It's because of all of the super colonization. And they were there until 1993, and they're still kind of there today. All right. So this is all we are going to be doing today in terms of notes. So just these 9. Oh, I'm sorry. What was the result of the Boer War? Sorry. The British get control of South Africa. Okay, so the British then get control of South Africa because of result of the Boer War. Alrighty, so that is all of the notes we're doing. Now you're going to be doing your web quest. It is on Schoology. It is for a grade. Do it. Turn it in. It's for a grade. Let's do it in the class. Don't give your sub trouble. Okay, be good. Be well behaved. I don't want to have a bad report on Monday. And I will see you guys on Monday when we're going to start talking about India and all kinds of stuff. So we're talking about Gandhi and supporting rebellion and all kinds of stuff. So I will see you guys Monday, and I hope you guys have a good weekend and be good, be safe, don't do anything stupid, and I'll see you Monday. Bye.